Today, we're going to dive into a short but really powerful story called The 10-Minute Delay. It seems simple on the surface, but trust me, it packs a punch about time, what we prioritize, and maybe even a little bit about fate. So, let me just start by asking you a question. Think about this for a second. What if that one frustrating delay, the one you thought was just ruining your whole day? What if that was the very thing that saved you? To really dig into that idea, let's meet our main character. Victor, if you had to describe Victor's life in just a few words, it would be in a rush. He's in this constant, frantic race against the clock, and honestly, it's a race he feels like he's always losing. I mean, his day kicks off in a total blur. Breakfast? That's not something to enjoy, it's something to get through. It's just fuel for the race, another item on the to-do list to check off as fast as possible. There's no calm, just this constant pressure. And that kind of hurry, it has a cost. He tends to ignore his wife's conversations, kind of brushing off those little moments of connection that are, let's be honest, the foundation of a relationship. He's there in the room, sure, but his mind is already halfway to the office. And the real irony here, for all of his rushing, Victor's catchphrase is, "I'm late." He lives in this state of always being behind, which is kind of funny when you think about it. His frantic energy is what's making him late. The hurry doesn't actually help, it just makes all the moments in between miserable. But in the middle of all this daily chaos, there's this one small, consistent voice. It's his daughter, and her request is so simple, so pure. Not for a whole day, not even for an hour. Just 10 minutes, a tiny little sliver of his day that he, of course, always says no to. But then, one day, something's different. That daily plea, which he always saw as an annoyance, becomes, well, for the very first time, it becomes an exception to his rule. The whole frantic routine is about to get a crack in it. And this right here, this lays out the whole conflict, doesn't it? For Victor, the enemy is the ticking clock. He's always focused on what's next. But for his daughter, the only thing that matters is right now, this moment, a chance to just be with her dad. So, for the first time ever, he gives in. He's annoyed, sure, but he does it. He sits down on the floor and just plays. And his daughter's laugh, it just fills the room. She keeps hugging him over and over. And for those 10 minutes, it's like the clock just stops. He's not a man in a hurry anymore. He's just a dad. And in that tiny little pause, well, everything is about to change. Then, after exactly 10 minutes, boom, he snaps right back into his usual self and bolts out the door. Now he's officially late. But, as we're about to find out, sometimes being late actually means you're exactly where you're supposed to be. He gets to work, completely frustrated, only thinking about the time he's lost. He has absolutely no idea what that lost time has just bought him. And that's when the normal rhythm of his day just shatters. A piece of news comes in that is going to completely reframe not just his morning, but his entire life. The news is just awful. There's been a horrific accident on the exact highway he drives on every single day. A multi-car pileup. Just a scene of pure chaos and tragedy. Okay, and this is the moment it all makes sense. The accident happened at 8:30 in the morning. The exact time Victor would have normally been driving on that very stretch of road. But because he stopped to play, he passed by that spot safely at 8:40 a.m. That 10-minute delay, it wasn't a delay at all. It was a lifeline. His daughter's request saved his life. You can just imagine the realization hitting him. It's like a physical blow. He just freezes. His hands are shaking. This incredibly close call forces this huge, profound shift in how he sees everything. Time, value, what's actually important. That night, he gets home and just hugs his daughter tighter than he ever has before. For her, nothing's changed. She's so beautifully, innocently unaware of what happened. She just asks her usual hopeful question. But for Victor, everything has changed. And with tears in his eyes, his answer just says it all. The clock doesn't own him anymore. The most important thing isn't getting somewhere on time. It's being present, right here, for the person in front of him. So what do we take away from this? It really boils down to two big lessons. First, that maybe, just maybe, the delays in our lives are serving a purpose we can't see yet. And second, it's a bit of a warning. The small moments we rush past today are often the very ones that hold the most meaning. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. For Victor, the 10-minute delay was a request from his daughter. So what's yours? What small, important moment are you rushing past today in your own race against the